What's up? It's Joel Benavidez for Blok, Squawk, and CryptoCapital-S.A. The date is September 10th, and it's nearly 3 p.m. in San Antonio, Texas. So we are live streaming this on Twitch right now, and we're also recording it, and then for Twitch and YouTube later, and then we're also recording the episode on Anchor, right? So I don't know if we're going to use the audio from the Twitch broadcast or the audio from the Anchor episode builder. So we'll have to see. But if you're listening on Anchor, you probably go to my YouTube and pull up the video. Otherwise, you can hear this on Anchor and almost every podcast outlet. Just look for Blok, Squawk. And if you go to my Twitter feed at STXCrypto, you will be able to pull up all the links and the data for that. And I'll also try to put this in the show notes. So there we go. I think I'm going to keep this episode a little on the shorter side today because just because I got some things to do, and I realized that I have not put out a podcast in a couple of weeks, and that's just because I've been really busy with personal life. Sometimes things get a little out of hand, out of whack, and so but it's Monday afternoon, and we're gonna get started and put this out come hell or high water. So I wanted to start today's show with the coin or the crypto market capitalization information, and I am using Apogee Crypto. I think it's apogeecrypto.com to pull up that Coinmarketcap data. It is from Coinmarketcap. If you're watching on the stream right now, you can see that I have apogeecrypto.com open, and we're drawing data from Coinmarketcap. And so I don't know if are there other options? No, it's just Coinmarketcap. And all the prices of today's cryptos will be in US dollars. So the overall market capitalization of the crypto market is 194, almost $200 billion, I believe that is. To be exact, it's 194,471,270,148 USD. And the 24-hour volume is $11 billion. So with Bitcoin being dominant at 56%. So we're going to get on here and get started. Populous comes in at number 15, $3.55, down 5.65% over the last 24 hours, down 18.87% in the last 7 days. Guys, a lot of this stuff is going to be, I'm just going to blast through these 50 coins real quick, and then we'll get started on the other stuff. I had some announcements and stuff that I wanted to make. So moving on, Walton Chain comes in at 49th place at $3.30, down 7.55% over the last 24 hours, and down 31.29% in the last 7 days. And guys, if you want the exact figures, you can go to my YouTube, or if you're watching this on Twitch, you can see the exact numbers. But what I wanted to do is just kind of in order to go through this as quick as possible, I'll probably be rounding. It's on the spot, spot rounding some of these percentage points, because, reading 2 decimal places back over 50 coins is going to take a while. So just to shorten it up. So let's get on with it. 48th place, Stratus at $1.37, down over 5% over the last 24 hours, and down just over 22% in the last 7 days. Basic Attention is coming in at 47th place at 15 cents, down almost 7% over the last 24 hours, and down 3.59% in the last 7 days. Augur is in 46th place at $14 and a penny, down 7% over the last 24 hours, and 31.62% in the last 7 days. Biden BTM is in 45th place at 16 cents, down just over a percent in the last 24 hours, down 23.69% in the last 7 days. HOLO, HOT, is less than a penny. It's 0.001232 dollars, down 4.5% in the last 24 hours, down 13.94% in the last 7 days. Moving along, Metaverse in at 43rd place, ETP, that's ETP, at $3.23, up 1.93% in the last 24 hours, and down just over a percent in the last 7 days. Pundi X, or NPXS, less than a penny, down almost 4% in the last 24 hours, down a little more than 27% in the last 7 days. Verge, XVG, coming in at a penny, just over a penny, down 3.32% in the last 24 hours, down just over 29% in the last 7 days. Siacoin, SC, is $0.005, down 2.5% in the last 24 hours, down 26.86% in the last 7 days. Eternity, AE, in at 39th place, 89 cents, down 4.45% in the last 24 hours, down 24.25% in the last 7 days. Steam, by the same symbol, in at 38th place, 75 cents, down almost 3% in the last 24 hours, down just over 23% in the last week. Waves, by the same symbol, in at 37th place, $2.22, up 15.54% in the last day, and up 0.02% in the last week. Maker, MKR, in at 36th place, $338, down almost 1.6% in the last day, down over 30% in the last week. Icon, ICX, in at 35th place, 61 cents, down 7.24% in the last day, down over 32% in the last week. Digibyte, DGB, in at 34th place, 2 cents, down 5.46% in the last day, down 30.67% in the last week. Moving on to 33rd place, that's Nano, by the same symbol, in at $1.94, down 6.52% in the last day, down over 32, almost 33% in the last week. BitShares, BTS, 9 cents, almost a dime, down 2.6% in the last day, down over 18% in the last week. ZIL, in at 31st place, 3 cents, down 4.12% in the last day, down 24% in the last week. ZRX, in at 30th place, 55 cents, down 6.56% in the last day, down over 30% in the last week. Decred, DCR, in at 29th place, $35.94, almost $36, down 4.96% in the last day, down 16.87% in the last week. And guys, this stream just updated, so these are fresh numbers. QTUM, or Quantum, QTUM, in at 28th place, $3.49, down 4.11%, down in the last day, down 26.37% in the last week. Bitcoin Diamond, BCD, $2.12, up 19.77%. Guys, this one's up. I don't know what's going on. Well, we can look into it later. And it's up 61% over the last week. Ontology, ONT, in at 26, $1.82, down 5.72% on the day, down 24.77% on the week. Bitcoin Gold, in at 25th place, BTG, is $19.43, down 0.39% on the day, and down 9.12% on the week. Bitcoin, BCN, is less than a penny, 0.002036, down 2% on the day, down almost 20% on the week. Lisk, shout out to my boys at Blok Space, my homies at Blok Space, ladies and gentlemen. Lisk, LSK, coming in 23rd place, $3.69, up 1.87% on the day and down 19.97% on the week. OMG coming in at 22nd place, $3.41, down 2.37% on the day, down 22.73% on the week. Zcash in at 21st place, not quite in the top 20. ZEC at $118.16, down 3.36% on the day, down 23.65% on the week. Tezos XTZ in at 20th place, $1.24, up 1.43% on the day, but down 12.35% on the week. Dogecoin in at 19th place. This is interesting. Dogecoin never fails to impress. Coming in at 0.006571 cents, or less than a penny, up 14% on the day and up 25.84% on the week. Something's going on with Dogecoin. Sometimes Doge acts aberrantly, and we can see on the 7-day Spark chart that there's definitely like a kind of like hedge architecture to the 7-day Spark chart. So that's interesting. VeChain in at 18th, coming in at a penny, just over a penny, down 6.64% on the day, down 24.52% on the week. XEM in at 17th place, not quite a dime, just under a dime, 10 cents, like 9 cents, down 3.89% on the day, down 16.42% on the week. Binance Coin, now we're getting into my faves. Binance Coin BNB is $9.46, down 2.17% on the day, down 16.29% on the week. Ethereum ETC in at 15th place, $11.13, down 3.09% on the day, down 21.54% on the week. Neo in at 14th place at $18.54, down 2.71% on the day, down 18.75% on the week. Tron TRX in at almost 2 cents for Tronic, down 2.65% on the day, down 23.15% on the week. IOTA in at 12th place, symbol is MIOTA, MIOTA, 57 cents, down 0.35% on the day, down 18.13% on the week. Dash in at 11th place at $201.39, up 2.45% on the day, down 6.53% on the week. Moving into the top 10 here, guys. So Monero XMR in at 10th place at $105.76, down 2.93% on the day, down 20.64% on the week. Cardano ADA in at 9th place at 7 cents, down 7.95% on the day, down 29.7% on the week. Tether USDT in at 8th at $1, up 0.2% on the day, up 0.44% on the week. Litecoin LTC in at 7th place, $54.06, down 3.48% on the day, down 17.29% on the week. Stellar XLM in at 6th place at 19 cents. Down 3% even on the day, down 14.52% on the week. EOS, by the same symbol, in at 5th place, $5 even, down 2.71% on the day, down 22.88% on the week. Bitcoin Cash in at fourth place, $469.20, down 3.96% on the day, down just over 25% on the week. XRP by the same symbol, Ripple, down, 26, almost 27 cents, down 5.83% on the day, down 20.24% on the week. Ethereum ETH, second place, $194.84. And let's see, it's down 3.4% on the day, and down 32.79% on the week. And for our reigning champion, I'm going to get Alexa to help me out here. Alexa, what's the... Of course, yeah. Alexa, what's the price of a Bitcoin?
One Bitcoin is worth $6,280, down 1.7% over the last 24 hours.
Well, I agree with that. I disagree with that assessment, because according to Coinmarketcap, right now, as of 3:13 p.m. on 10 September, one Bitcoin BTC in at first place is worth $6,320.35, up down 1.51% on the day, and down 13.19% on the week. The market capitalization of Bitcoin is $109,092,863,017 US, with a circulating supply of 17,260,575 Bitcoin, and a 24-hour traded volume of almost 4 billion, $3,804,183,703. And so that concludes the CoinMarketCap readout section of the podcast. I'm going to jump over here on OBS, and let's see. Basically, I'm just jumping over here because I want to see if we're still recording on Anchor, and we are. So, that concludes CoinMarketCap. Let's hop on over here. Announcements. I just wanted to talk about, that's why I had geeked him up. I could not remember why I had geeked him up, and I wanted to talk to you guys about Geekdom just because I had gotten a membership there last month, and I've only been a couple of times. I haven't made it out a whole lot. I've gone to study, but Geekdom is important to me because my in-laws come over a lot, and from Brownsville, Texas. And so when they're here, me and my wife, we grew up in very different homes. Like, at my place, it was like usually really quiet, everything was chill. And she grew up with like 5 siblings. And so it was always like, real wild. They're all extroverts because, they were fighting for attention or whatever. So, not all of them, but most of them are, real intense, cool people. But when my in-laws come over, I really have to buckle down. So Geekdom is important for me because it gives me a place to go to work. And Starbucks is cool, but I don't know. Actually, I think Geekdom probably has better coffee. So if you know what Geekdom is, it's like a business accelerator. And so it's like kind of a place for people, in startups or trying to begin startups can go and network and use some of their resources and stuff. So if you're following on Twitch, you can see I have my meetup page up right now. San Antonio Bitcoin and Crypto is a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency meetup in San Antonio, Texas. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a public group, and we have a membership of 627. And so I just wanted to share with you guys, if you're in the Austin, San Antonio, aka Silicon Hills greater area, we just had a meeting last night, as a matter of fact, and Javier Guerra was presenting. That's his meetup. He's the coordinator for the multidisciplinary meeting that we have every month on I want to say the second Sunday of the month, which was last night. But the next San Antonio Bitcoin and crypto meetup that we have is going to be in a couple of weeks on September 23rd, and that is going to be our trading strategy session. So if you're interested in like technical analysis or fundamental analysis, analyzing the markets, trying to figure out when Bitcoin and crypto is going to go up, and you're interested in learning how to carry out these types of analyses on your own, I would recommend coming to our meeting, because that's all we talk about at that meetup. We just kind of go over technical analysis, how to do technical analysis. We'll go into indicators and stuff, and I know indicators are very popular with people coming into trading initially because it's easy.
If your child has a medical emergency,
at first glance it can be deceiving, and it seems like you might be like the indicators are identifying patterns in the price movement. And that's certainly true. There are patterns in the price movement, but it's not as predictive as it might seem initially. So we go into further detail. We'll go into trading price action, candlestick patterns, moving averages, basing your analysis on fundamental data, go over what's happening, talk about, now there's no CFAs, financial assistants, tax professionals, but we'll talk about all that stuff. We'll share information. It's basically a meetup of investors coming together to share what they have learned, not necessarily to provide financial advice, of course, never financial advice. But so that's what we're up to at San Antonio Bitcoin and Crypto. And the next meetup is going to be Sunday, September 23rd. And this location, actually, I need to go in here and change this, is not accurate. Blok Space is no longer at that meetup or at that location. So the tentative location is going to be at Geekdom, tying these things together, in the Tron conference room on the 7th floor. And if you're interested, you can certainly come to meetup.com/San Antonio Crypto and shoot me a message. And I will be happy to fill you in with all the data. A better, probably more direct way to reach me is to pull up Twitter. And I'm at STX Crypto on Twitter. And just DM me on there, and we can get you set up. So let's. Sorry, I'm like bringing y'all into the administrative part of all this, but I just had to do that before I forgot. So that takes care of the meeting announcement. There are a lot of like meetups and organization going on in San Antonio. You don't necessarily, if you're not, let's say you're not into trading, let's say you want to learn more about mining. There's a meetup in town run by Fred. He's this really awesome dude that is like just heavy into mining. He's super smart, has like tons of actionable information whenever he comes to the meetups. So you could go to his meetup. There, if you're into the development and programming side of things, Joseph DeLong has like a really good Ethereum meetup that I haven't been able to make it to yet. But Joseph, I'll make it out there, man. And so that's pretty much it. And then Javier Guerra, Javier Guerra from Blok Space and I'm sorry, from Tech Quarry and Block Quarry, of course, is always doing amazing stuff. And he's pretty much like the kingpin in the local crypto arena. You know, he's talking to everybody. He's a really cool dude too. So, but we can go over all those meetups. And guys, you know, if y'all are listening, you want me to announce it, just hit me up. Let's head on over to Tradingview and pull up the watch list. This is my watch list. Kind of got a little bit of everything on there. So earlier when I was reading the Coinmarketcap data, obviously there's a lot of cryptos in the red right now, and it's been dropping steadily for a week. And if you're new to trading and you're new to investing or cryptocurrency, and you hear that, you might think, well, why would anybody want to get involved, you know, in investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency if that's what the Squawk is like, if you're getting nothing but, you know, if you're losing money all the time. And guys, there's many ways to make money in the crypto market. You know, some people will short cryptocurrency and they'll make money that way, betting on it going down. You know, some people will hedge. There's different risk management tactics that you can use. And another thing to remember is that a lot of the times when some of these things get oversold and you've been in the red like that for a week or two or something like that, you know, usually because most of this is cyclical, like the price is going to come back up. You know, it's ups and downs, just like with anything else. And so I think that's important to remember. If you're watching the stream right now on Twitch, I am pulling up my chart for Bitcoin, and the reason, first of all, I'm going to be pulling it up on Coinbase. Most people will do their analysis on Bitfinex because there's a very decent amount of volume traded on Bitfinex. Personally, I do all my analysis on Coinbase because I'm either trading on or buying on Coinbase or Binance, and so I'll go do my analysis on there. But either way, most cryptos tend to move together. Sometimes, you know, especially as a cycle is changing phases, you'll get some of these outliers and stuff like that. But some of the opinion articles that I've read have pointed to the fact that as the crypto market matures and as some of these issues become more or better defined in their purpose and distinguish themselves from other cryptocurrencies, they may start trading or behaving differently. And so that'll be good. That'll open up some hedging opportunities. And so, but for the most part, most of these things move together. And it's been said that Bitcoin is a sort of lead indicator for all the others. So, you know, if you get a radical price drop or the market reverses, you're likely to see it on Bitcoin first. And so that's why we do our analysis on Bitcoin. Now, if I was going to be buying, you know, another crypto like Tron or Cardano, I would go to that chart and I would start doing my analysis there. So, but that's pretty much it. Let's go on over here to Coinbase, BTC USD on Coinbase. And we can see right here that was on the 5th of September at 9:30 Universal. Universal Time, the price took a deep dive. We came out of this channel that we had been in for a good while because we had approached the upper edge of the, or I should say the lower edge of this trend channel. And I'm pulling up the daily chart so that we can kind of take a look at this trend channel. So this line, I don't know how it got crooked. This line was parallel not too long ago. So we can see right here, right around the 10th of August, we were in this long downward stretch that had lasted for a week or two. And then we started getting these green candles shooting off, right? And like I was saying a second ago, you know, this market is cyclical, right? And these moves right here are primary movements, right? So when we move into it, it's said that the primary movement, the overall movement, the tide, if it, as it were, is downward, right? Because the price is kind of moving downward over time. But these are kind of like intermediate moves, right? You can kind of think of these as the waves, right? If the whole thing is our tide and we're in a kind of, you know, downward moving tide, then the intermediate moves within the tide can go up and down. And so as you can see right here, whenever the intermediate moves are moving in the same direction that the primary movement is going, there's kind of more flow, right? It travels easier. And then you get some of these intermediate retracements, as they're called. And these intermediate retracements are usually shorter lived, and they're not always as sustained and well defined by volume as the intermediate moves that move with the primary movements, if that makes sense. But right now we're in one of those primary movements. The market approached the top edge of this trend channel right here, and we took a very sharp turn downward. But as you can see, yesterday we began a kind of upward movement, and we're kind of there right now. The overall sentiment right now is bearish just because of this big move that we had, but we are approaching this kind of the support here at the bottom. I don't know if we're gonna go all the way down here to, what is it, this lower edge right here, 5800, 5853. But it's a possibility that we touch it briefly. We didn't touch it this last time on the 12th of August. Doesn't look like, but we've done it before. So sometimes you'll get these intermediate movements, and they don't always come exactly to the levels that you're thinking. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this podcast today before I headed off to the day job. And that's because I want to talk about these support and resistance levels. So when you think about it, when we zoom in here, let me pull this up. And for those of you guys listening on the podcast, I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart right now on Coinbase, and I'm on 1 day candles, and we're looking at this like downward movement that we had from the 5th of September till I guess a couple of days ago on the 8th of September. We had several days of really strong downward movement. And what you want to do is, when you decide that maybe an issue is oversold or overbought, you look at the price, and imagine you are standing where the price is, right? And then you have these different levels, horizontal lines of support and resistance that we've drawn based off of where price stalled or had a hard time moving through in the past, right? And so all these lines that I've drawn are based off of previous levels, either here, like you can see right here on the chart of 28 and 29 May, the closing price and opening price of these 2 days were we've approached those levels before. So, and we've probably stalled out or something at that price level before if we go back in time. And so what you want to do is you want to find these levels, like this one right here. There's a little bit of resistance at what is this, around 7,700. Where price has had a hard time moving through, and then you draw these like horizontal lines, and we call those lines support and resistance. And this may be a little remedial for some of you, so bear with me. But once you kind of have those lines drawn, you imagine yourself as standing where the price is, and you're in a multi-story building, right? And so you're walking along, and you cannot fall further than the floor of the floor that you're on, right? But say you did. Say you punched a hole through the floor, right? And you walked over it. Well, what's going to happen? You're going to fall through the floor. And usually, in that moment that you're falling through the floor, the price tends to move quickly, right? So what you want to do once you identify these levels of support and resistance is you observe, and you can do that by like setting alarms. If you can't be watching the price all the time, use a service that you trust. But as soon as that price action moves or closes based off of your strategy above or below those levels of support and resistance, that's when you want to buy, and that's when you want to sell. Well, that is to say that's when I want to buy, and that's when I want to sell. Because if you get a closing price, not price action, but a closing, meaning that the candle has closed above or below those levels of support and resistance, and there's maybe a couple more identifiers suggesting that the price is going to continue in that upward or downward movement, that's a strong buy signal. So for a day trader, somebody that may buy and sell on an intraday basis, this orange moving average that I have up on the chart, this is the 8-day exponential moving average. So that's a big one, right? So if you were like trading intraday, and you wouldn't be on the 1-day candle. Let me pull this up to like 30 minutes. So if you were trading on the intraday and price action moved through the 8-day exponential moving average, like I did here, right? We got a closing below the 8-day EMA. As soon as you get that closing candle and it closes below the 8-day EMA, look at this next candle. You have huge selling pressure, right? So, and that selling pressure is only going to be increased by people who may be trading on a different level but don't want to lose a whole lot of, I don't know. The 8-day EMA is an important indicator, I've noticed. And you're welcome to go back. You should go, but don't take anything that I say for granted. Go back and check it. Same thing happened over here on September the 9th. We had an upward, like a really strong green candle, and there was relatively high volume compared to the previous days, right? So we had high volume and a strong green candle that closed above the 8-day exponential moving average. So what happened the next day, right? And all these days are based off of universal time, guys. But what happened on the next day? We had this massive green candle with massive volume. So, and then of course price action kind of consolidated, chilled out. But it's not always going to be spot on. Sometimes you'll get whipsawed. Whipsawing is this kind of thing right here, where you might get a closing above or below a certain indicator, and nothing happens. And so one of the things to look at, so that you're trading based off of 2 or 3 buy signals rather than just one, is, does that day have relatively high volume? And you see here on September the 9th at 1500, we had a 30-minute candle that closed below the 8-day EMA, but the volume relative to the previous days was not especially high. There were days where selling and buying volume was higher, or I should say there were candles that had higher or lower volume relative to the one that happened at 1500 on September 9. So whenever you get, those signals, that's another, price action crossing over through an 8-day EMA on the intraday is like a big deal, right? And so that's just one of the things I noticed, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I didn't pull this up ahead of time, but I mean, there's two really good examples of what to do, and maybe another good example of what not to do in the middle. And so, these are great examples of how you could use the 8-day EMA on an intraday level. And then over here, this is just a big, crazy mess. You can see all this whipsawing. So this is consolidation. There's price action is settling down. And so what we want to do is we want to kind of like look for some of those closes or closing candles where candles close right here. Like once you get all this kind of like whipsaw action, really you're looking for a definitive close above and below all these different moving averages, and there's got to be volume there. See, right here we had a close right here at 1830 today. We had a close above the 8-day EMA with relatively high buying volume. But it was in the middle of a series of whipsaws, and it wasn't a definitive movement. It wasn't like over here or over here where you get this like definitive close with volume, and all the moving averages are just kind of like neatly placed. So I would recommend, or what I like to do is I like to either have a very clear picture of what's happening, right? So that I can clearly identify those buy or sell signals. But if it's murky like this, it's okay to wait. It's okay to wait, and unless you get those definitive buy signals. So that's just what I wanted to share with you. I follow this trader. His name is Luca Moschini. He's got some like Udemy courses and stuff online, I think, and Scott Barkley also, which has his own kind of like charting and trading company. And so I love those guys. I listen to like any bit of content that they can get on them. So I think Scott Barkley is better known. He's come out on a few of the bigger trading podcasts. So that is it for this. I didn't want to keep you guys too long. Like I said, I was going to have a shorter podcast than usual. I wanted to show you guys this. This is my my new podcasting mic. It's the blue Snowball Ice, which is a condenser mic sitting on an isolator, and then it's got like the screen filter. And so I hope it works out. I hope it sounds good today. But that's it, guys. I gotta run to the day job in a little bit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop streaming now. And we'll have the outro. I just wanted to put out something currently because, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I kind of waited a long time, and personal stuff gets in the way. But I want to be able to at least put out like the market capitalization data on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis. So I'll get back on it, guys. My apologies. And if you have any questions, or even if you don't, even if you want to network, please hit me up on Twitter at stxcrypto.com. We're streaming on twitch.tv / let me see, /STX crypto, and then the Anchor channel is on anchor.fm /CryptoCapital-S.A. And so that's it. Happy trading. Alright guys, and so let me see, that does it for Anchor. I think we're still streaming. So we kind of minimize Anchor. Let's jump out here. And this is for you YouTube guys. We're gonna end the video here. Like I said, you can get all my shit on social media, and we'll talk to you later soon, hopefully.